really nice and fresh. I'm Nathaniel Beardsley, and this is the best of Beijing.
Yeah, but we're in Switzerland.
Shh.
In this episode of Nathaniel Beardsley Earth, we'll be running to catch the trolley, climbing in some illegal places, and listening to some tubular music. But before we can do any of that, we have to take a ride down this long road from the airport, commonly referred to as Smog Lane. As you can see, it gets pretty smoggy around here, what with all the smog and the smoke and all of the gases that you have to filter out through your gas masks. As a matter of fact, on some days it gets so bad that the Chinese government officially advises people to bring a paper bag with them in case they start hyperventilating from all the claustrophobia of the smog pressing into them from around the air. So my first tip is to come prepared for as much smog as possible. Once you get there, it's only a short walk to this little hostel-looking place with all the beautiful decor that's so characteristic of the Zhou dynasty. As a matter of fact, though this appears to be just nothing more than a simple hotel, records like this tapestry show us that it was actually the residence of the last Emperor Tutankhamun of China. The next day I head out to do some nice exercises at the Temple of Heaven. Anyway, where was I? The Temple of Heaven. Yeah, so, after my exercises, I went to see this nice little temple. And it dates back all the way to a really long time ago, when the dynasties were still in power, and there was a lot of, construction work going on to build temples like these ones. Yeah! Ugh, where was I? Oh yeah, the Forbidden City. Listen, here's my advice. Don't go to the Temple of Heaven early in the morning. Weird things start happening. The next day was my day for heading into the Forbidden City. So here I am, going into the Forbidden City. Yeah, it's pretty cool, I'd say. Lots of forbidden things here. Except I'm not forbidden from going in it, so I don't know what's so forbidden about it.
It's pointless to call.
But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I think I'm just going in over here, so hopefully they're not going to forbid me from going in. Otherwise, I'd be in trouble. I don't know why they forbid me, though. So, maybe because it's the Forbidden City. It's forbidden. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going in and, yeah, see you in there. As you can see, this is a happy little temple. The royal monarchs of China used to live here. Oh, whoa. Okay. I'm gonna throw up now. Please stop this. This is really not cool. It's called the Forbidden City because back in 1967, a couple of school children tried breaking in here in the middle of the night, and they were kicked out into the street. So ever since then, it acquired the name Forbidden City, even though actually tourists can walk right inside. Next up on my list, I headed to a different part of the city, which was also a bunch of little red thatched buildings. The symbol of China is the bronze lion, but as anyone who knows anything about herpetology knows, lions are actually not native to China. And so it still is a mystery to this day as to how these statues of lions actually ended up in the middle of Beijing. Next up on my list, I've got to go visit this big temple on a hill, and it is quite a long walk up to the top.
So here I am in a long corridor. It's pretty long from what I can tell. Yeah, it's the longest in the world or something. And I'm just gonna walk down this looking at all the oceans and stuff. And the trees. Yeah.
After crossing this little moat to keep out alligators, it's just across this bridge, and then I can begin my walk all the way up to the top. And I see that I have a long way to go. As a matter of fact, there are a total of 802,701 steps all the way to the top.
So here I am in the summer palace. This is quite nice. Lots of teeny tiny steps, I'd say, to get to the top.
But it is worth it, guys. Seriously, just look at this view. And you can see all these views also of these little papyruses and all these little rocks here. It's worth it, guys. Do it. I mean, just look how majestic and serene this is. If you ever get into the tourism industry and you want to make a postcard for China, this image right here is the one you need to pick, okay guys? This one right here. Like, there's lots of buildings in China like this one, but this one's not nearly as beautiful. It's okay, but it's not as good. And this one's just plain ugly. Okay, that last one that I showed you, I don't know what it's called, but you have to pick that one. Riding on these dinky little boats is also a great way to get a view of this little park place thing here. You can just float down the river and listen as the tour guide buzzes into your earphones to tell you the name of each and every plant on the side of the river. Anyway, after we ran to catch the trolley, we went running to catch the you know what? Let's just skip to the rickshaw scene. Ah, a lovely rickshaw ride. What a better way to get a view of the nice streets of Beijing, which is why I'm going to film the entire thing. Wait, low battery? No, you don't understand. I have to film the entire rickshaw ride. I can't just stop right in the middle. I've barely even begun yet. Please, don't die on me now. Listen, I know you've been on your last legs camera, and I know I forgot to charge you last night, but if you could just hang on for a few more hours, then I'm sure we can just work this out, okay? You know, this is probably the only time in my life I'm going to be able to do something like this, and if you just go... Okay, sorry, I missed a little bit there. I just had to borrow my friend's camera. It's no problem. For a moment there, I thought we were in trouble, but it's fine. We're fine.
So here I am on a rickshaw ride. This is quite nice here on this rickshaw going through some of the older towns of Beijing, a place that tourists don't usually go to. So it's quite nice to get a feel for what the local culture is kind of like. And so, oh yeah, I'm just going to be exploring this area on a rickshaw.
Yes, rickshawing through the streets certainly does give you a feel for what it's like to be part of the local population, who oftentimes use rickshaws as their primary mode of transportation. As you can see from all these streets that we're going through, it's a very detailed way to get a look. Okay, can we just speed this up a little bit? This is taking too long. Okay, good. That's a little bit better. But this is still going to take forever. Please, a little faster. Right, you know what? Just full speed ahead. Alright, full speed ahead. Oh, yes. Now, this is more like it. This is what a rickshaw ride should be like. Here we go. Ooh. Feel that whiplash? That's the air whipping in my face as we go. Ah yes, being in a rickshaw gives you a chance to slow down and stop and smell the roses. As you can see, we get to look at every pedestrian's face super closely. We can read every poster written on the sidewalls and the garbage cans. We can look in everyone's windows and see everyone's laundry hanging out and see people's license plates. And whoa, what is going on? Please, cameraman, you're giving me a headache. Okay. Oh, now it's time for lunch. For lunch, we went to a traditional family-owned restaurant where we would have some traditional dumplings a la mode with some lovely chicken au déchet. It certainly is a nice establishment, but I forgot what it's called. However, you can probably find it by the fact that they have some live chickens in cages in the outdoor patio. So as you can see, walking through the streets of Beijing is not nearly as fun as taking a rickshaw, because now you have to actually use your feet, and that's not very fun at all, especially when you can have someone doing all the work for you by pedaling.
Yeah, and so now I am going to get back in the rickshaw soon after lunch, and yeah.
Next, it was time to visit the world-renowned Lama Temple, which is world-renowned for its world-renowned facades and its world-renowned llamas, although they seem to be dormant today. At least, that's what my tour guide told me. I did hire a tour guide. As a matter of fact, he gave me a very good price. Actually, it was shockingly good. Almost too good to be true. But I would recommend him. He's given some very useful information that I can use for these videos.
So this is apparently the Llama Temple. Haven't really seen any llamas, but I'm sure there'll be some. Yeah, don't know why there's a whole temple for llamas, but whatever. So yeah, I can't film inside the actual temple, so just out in this courtyard area, so yeah.
But now it's come, the moment you've all been waiting for, this entire episode. Just a short ride in the car away, and then we get to the one place in Beijing that I actually really like to be. That is the food market. Just look at this. This stuff is fantastic. I mean, they sell some weird stuff. I have no idea what that stuff is, but honestly, it's all so good. I could eat it all day except for those scorpions because they're still alive. But seriously guys, they sell everything, and I mean literally everything. They sell everything from limbos to deep fried head crab to coconut cream cake, and that is not an exaggeration. I mean, that's a scorpion right there, but they sell everything under the sun and not under the sun. It's amazing. And as an added bonus, you even get to see some guys with big mallets beating stuff up. That is always entertaining. But if you're totally overwhelmed with the amount of choices that you can get at this incredible market, I would recommend this dish right here. It's called deep fried squid, and it's a squid that they put in some batter and then they deep fry it, It's like nothing you'll ever see in the whole world. It's amazing. And then for some reason, I thought I would like to eat a scorpion, so I
Actually trying it.
Wow. It doesn't really have any taste. It's just crunchy.
You're recording yourself eating a scorpion.
Yeah.
But by far the best aspect of the food here is not the taste, it is how squishy it is. Look at this. You can just squish it all day and never get bored. And you can also chew it all day and not get bored. It's just amazing. It's like gum, except better because it's squishy. Honestly, I had to leave this market after only a few days because if I'd stayed any longer, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet by the way, if I'd stayed any longer, I would have exploded. But once I finally dragged myself away from there, it's time to visit the Great Wall of China after a bit of a bus ride. Anyway, tourist buses. Am I right? I'll tell you what, one time I was on this tourist bus and there was this guy sitting next to me and he was...
So here I am on the Great Wall of China. This is a quiet little wall. Not a lot of people actually come here. I'm on the main tourist attractions in China or anything. But I'm just gonna walk along this wall, see what there's to see. Yeah.
But believe it or not, coming to the Great Wall of China actually is worth it, even though it's not as great as its name implies. Because really by now it's just a bunch of crumbling old bricks and it's kind of hard to walk on. And I mean really, for just a smooth hike, it's not a great experience, I find. But it's worth a visit because the pictures. Because look at these pictures. See this view right here? That's a great view. Right? I don't know who this person is right here. That's another great view. See? The Great Wall of China is used for defensive purposes, as you can see by all these ramparts and things here. And I'm gonna continue walking up it. More towers, things like that. Interesting stuff. Probably should look at the floor here. Oh, there's no telling how far I'll make it, but whatever. If you ever get lost while walking on the Great Wall of China, here's a simple tip. It can only be one way or the other, because the Great Wall of China is just a big long line. You can either walk left or you can walk right, and eventually you'll end back to where you started. Of course, you might have to walk all around China to get there if you choose the wrong path. So just don't get lost, okay? But all joking aside, guys, after I was wandering around this wall for something like a week, I started getting these really trippy experiences because I was suffering from heat stroke, I was exhausted, I didn't bring any water with me, which is stupid. You should bring water with you. And I was just kind of, I sat down on the wall and I just like started seeing visions of this like weird person floating in the air above me. It was bizarre. I can't really explain it. So here's my advice when you go to the Great Wall of China. Bring plenty of water and bring plenty of food and bring a map of China so you know where you're going. And also just don't go to the Great Wall of China, okay? Just don't go.
So here I am again on the Great Wall of China, and I'm pretty worn out by this point. I've been walking on this thing for like days or something in the hot, blistering sun, and I'm not sure how much longer I can continue with this madness.
I finally found some locals who were willing to give me some corn, which was good because I hadn't eaten in a while. Yeah, and then I found this really nice town here that you can see. Yeah, you got some blue cars and some corn. There's the corn in the corner there, if you see it. And there's a Great Wall still in the back. And by this point, I was sick of the Great Wall, and I was so desperate to get out of there that I actually stole one of those blue cars and kind of just drove along the highway. But then I got lost because, like I said, I didn't bring a map. So I kind of wrecked the car, and I had to ask some people for help. But anyway, it's a long story, and it's not relevant to your travel experience. If you're traveling to the Great Wall of China, just don't, okay? Sorry, so I know this has been a really long episode, guys, but I hope you'll leave a like and subscribe below if you like this video. And I'm going to end this video with a really long shot of chickens, because everybody loves chickens.
Oh my goodness.